11 places in Canada most travelers miss. Let's go. We're taking you off the beaten path, from towering peaks to secret shores, for a truly unique journey across this incredible country.
That flat top of Cascade Mountain isn't natural. It was actually named by the Stoney Nakoda First Nation, who called it Mini-Wapde, or Waterfall Mountain, for the specific cascade flowing on its lower slopes, not just its general shape. Most people don't realize that. AllTours tells you stories like this when you point your camera at it.
Leaving the Canadian Rockies, we're crossing the country to witness nature's raw power. Next, experience the thundering majesty of Niagara Horseshoe Falls from the Canadian side. See this immense power? What if I told you that 90% of the Niagara River's water is actually diverted for hydroelectric power before it even reaches Horseshoe Falls? Only a tenth flows over during the day. It's still spectacular, but a lot less than you'd imagine. AllTours tells you stories like this when you point your camera at it. From one colossal water wonder to something completely different out west. Next, discover the truly unique natural spectacle of Spotted Lake in Osoyoos, BC. Ever seen a lake spotted like this? Canada's unique Spotted Lake, Osoyoos, BC, isn't just a visual marvel. It holds 365 distinct mineral pools, each changing color with the season. Historically, First Nations used its waters for healing properties due to the high mineral concentration. AllTours tells you stories like this when you point your camera at it. Leaving the arid, mineral-rich landscapes of the Okanagan, we head back into the Canadian Rockies for raw power. Next, the roaring beauty of Athabasca Falls near Jasper. Ever seen water carve rock like this? Athabasca Falls in Jasper isn't just a drop. Its incredible volume bores a deep gorge and countless pothole formations into hard quartzite. You can actually see ancient, fossilized potholes high above today's water. AllTours tells you stories like this when you point your camera at it. Swapping mountain torrents for Atlantic breezes, our journey takes us all the way across the country. Next, the breathtaking coastal drive of the Cape Breton Cabot Trail. This 298-kilometer coastal drive is Canada's most diverse. It traces Cape Breton Island, weaving through 8 distinct cultures: Mi'kmaq, Acadian, and Scottish communities. You'll find vistas of rugged cliffs, ancient forests, and hidden coves, unlike any other road. AllTours tells you stories like this when you point your camera at it. From windswept maritime cliffs, our journey takes us back to the heart of the Canadian Rockies. Next, the impossibly turquoise waters of Moraine Lake in the valley of the... Ever wonder what makes water this blue? Moraine Lake in Canada's Valley of the Ten Peaks has a special secret. Its iconic turquoise isn't just pretty. It's from rock flour, fine glacial silt that peaks in midsummer. A view so renowned, it even graced the Canadian $20 bill. AllTours tells you stories like this when you point your camera at it. Leaving the alpine beauty behind, we shift gears to an old-world charm in eastern Canada. Next, explore the historic cobblestone streets and iconic Château Frontenac of Quebec City. Ever wonder if this castle is real? Quebec City's Château Frontenac looks ancient, but it was actually built by Canadian Pacific Railway starting in 1893. It's not even a true castle, though its most famous ghost, a 17th century governor, might disagree. AllTours tells you stories like this when you point your camera at it. From the European feel of Quebec, we return to the majestic Rockies and another famous lake. Next, the stunning glacial waters and grand scenery surrounding Lake Louise in Banff. Canada's bluest lake holds an ancient secret. That incredible turquoise color isn't a filter. It's from glacial rock flour. Millions of tiny particles, ground by the Victoria Glacier, stay suspended, catching sunlight. Most people don't know it's a constant natural phenomenon. AllTours tells you stories like this when you point your camera at it. Trading serene mountain reflections for dramatic ocean tides, we head east to the Bay of Fundy. Next, witness the incredible... Can you picture tides this extreme? The Bay of Fundy has the highest tides on Earth, rising up to 16 meters. Twice a day, these famous flowerpot rocks are completely submerged before emerging at low tide. This dramatic change creates unique ecosystems, visible only for a few hours. AllTours tells you stories like this when you point your camera at it. From the tidal drama of the Atlantic, our journey takes us all the way to Canada's wild Pacific coast. Next, the rugged beauty and surf culture of Tofino. Home to Canada's oldest temperate rainforests, Tofino Pacific Rim is truly wild. Some trees here are over 800 years old, and this land is the ancestral home of the Nuu-chah-nulth First Nations for thousands of years. It's a profound connection you can feel. AllTours tells you stories like this when you point your camera at it. Leaving the surf and rainforests of the West Coast, we make our final stop in a vibrant eastern city. Next, explore the charming old port of Montreal with its historic cobblestones. Montreal's oldest cobblestones tell a 350-year story. These aren't just any stones. Many were ballast from 17th century French ships, unloaded to make room for furs. Walking them connects you directly to Canada's earliest trade. AllTours tells you stories like this when you point your camera at it.